Could you come over here for a minute? I'd like to talk to you, please. You do me a favor, take your hands out of your pockets for a minute.
But Murray cannot seem to stop crying. Keister knows what has just happened outside and is getting worried.
I know what's in store for me outside that door.
Yo, what's good, homies? Are you guys ready to see Chris Hansen destroy some creeps today? Because I know I am. We got a good one for you. He's actually going to be catching 2 people at once. And one of these guys has to be one of the most oddly polite creeps that we have seen on the show entirely. Like, I'm just mind blown at this whole situation. So make sure you drop a like because I already know YouTube is just going to absolutely nuke this for me. But with all that out of the way, let's just get right on into it, shall we?
He wouldn't go any further. I made you some brownies. You want some?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Why not?
No. I don't think I should be here.
So this man standing in the doorway here giving these very, very short responses is our target for today's episode. We don't even know his name yet, but this dude is not moving past this hallway. Maybe he understands that the lighting in here is way too studio-like, and he realizes he's on this show, or I don't know, maybe he's getting some cold feet, but he did still step foot into this house, which I'm sure is enough to prosecute him in some way. But it's just kind of funny. He already seems like pissed off that he's finding out that this is a sting and not actually his dreams coming true. Really sucks to suck, buddy. Sorry.
I don't think I should be here.
Why? But no one's home with me.
What's that?
Could you come over here for a minute? I'd like to talk to you, please. You do me a favor, take your hands out of your pockets for a minute. Come on over and have a seat.
And we're getting right on into the action. Sorry, we don't even really get much backstory on these guys. Some of these older episodes, it's very hard to find the extra clips alongside it. They might not have even filmed this dude approaching, but Chris Hansen walks up and calls Neville from iCarly over here so that they can have a little chat about what he's doing in this house in the middle of the night while this decoy's parents are supposed to be out of town.
A long ride, huh?
Yes, it was.
Please sit down. What was your plan tonight?
Nothing, just to hang out.
And not gonna lie, I think this dude was ahead of the trend because you see everybody on TikTok doing these AI lives, and we're seeing the first instance of a real AI human all the way back in the early 2000s here. You cannot convince me this is a living entity, all right? This dude just seems like an absolute NPC bot. I almost feel bad for him because he's being so awkward and short to the point, but again, I can never feel bad for these guys because you gotta think of what they're doing and why they're here in the first place. So, really, I think this is probably just a defense mechanism for him, and he doesn't really know what to do, so he's shutting down and going almost non-verbal as a result of being caught doing this heinous act.
Nothing, just to hang out.
Hang out with who?
Just a nice girl.
And how old is that nice girl?
She's 13.
29-year-old Keister is a luxury car salesman.
So the dude's straight up about the age. He admits that this person is a teenager, but the, quote, nice girl that he's hanging out with, apparently he's just acting like this was supposed to be a casual hangout, which I've said this hundreds of times, but even if these guys' stories were true, them just being here and hanging out, quote, is already weird enough and should be looked into further. That's always not the case. I'm sure Chris has a pamphlet full of this guy's messages where he's explaining exactly what he was planning on doing, but it's so funny when they tell this half-truth here. They're like, yeah, their age is exactly what they said it was, but really I'm just here in a friendly way, you know? That's something a lot of friends do, is they pop in for the first time meeting their new friend in the middle of the night when nobody else is at home. That way it's not awkward when other people are around. You know, it's hard acclimating to a new friendship. Like, all right, buddy, give me a freaking break, please. I do not buy that for 1 second, and neither do you guys.
And as I start to read some of his chat log, he suddenly interrupts me.
Too bad you're not older. Not legal for being with a guy.
Mm-hmm. You don't have to tell me. I know who you are. So.
You know who I am.
Yes.
And Buddy cuts off Chris Hansen after he starts to read off their chat messages like he has any control over the situation. I love when they try to take the reins here too. Like, dude, you don't even realize what kind of damage your life is headed towards in about 5 minutes from now when you're getting arrested and put in cuffs. So how about you just sit tight and take the cringe alongside us, all right? Let Chris read the damn messages, please. But no, the AI bot over here, whose name is apparently Keister, I don't know if that's his first name or last name, but I'm pretty sure that was a term from like the silent generation era for ass, basically. So kind of funny that he was named such an unfortunate thing, and then he turned out to be such an unfortunate man. This dude just taking L's left and right.
You don't have to tell me. I know who you are. So.
You know who I am?
Yes.
Who am I?
You should be Chris Hansen.
I am. So you've seen the show before?
I have seen your show.
Oh my god, and the AI has gained sentience, and he actually realizes that this show exists. He knows who Chris Hansen is. I love when that happens too, because that means they also know what's in store for them as soon as they leave this interview, aka, like I just mentioned, the cuffs and the whole being arrested thing, possibly tased thing. Like, it's really not a fun event that you're headed for after this, so really, I think him handling the cringe of having these text messages read from his hero, Chris Hansen, I mean, obviously this guy's a fan, that's gotta be much better than what's about to happen next. So again, just revel in this moment for now, all right? Live in the now with us, as we all get to see you implode your own life because of your own stupidity and creepiness.
So even after seeing the show, you still chose to come over here?
I did. I mean,
And what were you expecting here tonight?
No, we really just chat and
Did you think at all that maybe you're walking into a to catch a predator investigation?
I mean, I considered it, but I was really just here to chat, so I don't really know what I'm doing wrong. My programming hasn't explained to me the faults of my ways.
Like, this dude is just answering every question so literally. Granted, yes, he is still lying about the whole just hanging out thing, as Chris just mentioned. Some very crazy messages from this dude where he's like, oh, I wish you were older. I wish this was legal. Oh, crap. I know what I'm doing is wrong, but I still want to do it so badly. And yet this dude's still over here like, yep, we were just hanging out, I swear.
I was very hesitant on things, yes.
But he didn't seem hesitant when he was chatting online with a girl.
And did it hurt?
Mm-hmm.
Did you bleed?
God, and Chris Hansen is just reading through more messages, and this guy is somehow keeping his straight face. Also, I gotta say this. I know this is such a heinous thing to say about a person in normal context, but I'm sure you all will agree it's okay to say here, this guy has one of the most punchable faces I have ever seen. Like, seriously, every single feature on him was the wrong choice. It's like when you go on your old Wii and you try to make a new me as ugly as possible, it's gonna turn out looking like this dude. Like, what an unfortunate circumstance he was handed with this whole genetics and facial makeup. That is still no excuse for his actions, though, all right? You could be as ugly as you want, still try to date people your own age, and if you can't, just be single, all right?
While Keister has been answering questions inside, we get word that another man is only blocks away.
Red Nissan Frontier pickup truck heading north to our location.
And that's right, a red Nissan pickup truck is heading towards our location, aka another creep. And instead of them just, you know, trying to rush out this interview, they pull a crazy move here. I'm not gonna spoil it, but just check this out, all right?
Casey gets ready to wave him in. He's 43-year-old Michael Murray.
Brad gives the okay, come let him in. Hey! He had his McDonald's bag, he was all excited. Came walking in.
So this dude's pulling up with McDonald's and his Letterman jacket, reliving some high school glory for a night where he's literally hanging with a high schooler. So, actually, I don't even think that's high school. Like, that might be late middle school, bro. Or maybe one of those, oh, I'm becoming a freshman after the summer type situations. But either way, this dude is acting like he's the star quarterback here, hanging out with his girlfriend. But instead, he's some creepy 43-year-old loser who's about to see that some other guy is getting reamed by Chris Hansen at this very moment. And I don't know how he's going to react to that. Me, personally, I'd throw the fries in the air as a distraction and try to run.
Hey, why don't you come in over here? We're having a little conversation. Please join us.
What did I do wrong?
Just come here. We'll chat for a minute. Come on in.
There must be some sort of invisible freaking barrier here with these banisters, because that's where the original guy who you're seeing right now, Neville, where he got caught. You know, he just did not want to move further. And this guy freezes in the same way. He's just stuck in this invisible plane of existence going, what did I do wrong? What did I do to deserve to be here right now? As if he didn't choose to get in his car and choose to get the McDonald's and choose to speak to this decoy long enough to entice him to come over here in the first place. You know exactly what you did wrong. So why don't you have another seat here? I don't know if there's even another bar stool. Maybe stand by this awkward dude while you both get destroyed, please.
I'm leaving.
I'd like to talk to you
About what?
about a couple things.
I'm leaving. I'm sorry. I didn't know what was going on.
Why don't you explain that to me?
And it's a shame this dude is doing this in the early 2000s, because he could have used a aggressive door dasher technique, you know, as a way of lying about why he was here. Maybe, you know, it's normal for some people to just fully enter the doors of the houses they're delivering to, but no, that wasn't a thing back in the day. So he is just a creep and everybody knows it. And I think it looks like he's about to flee. So let's see that happen. Please, cops, I hope you're ready with your tasers.
Nothing.
After the 43-year-old makes a quick exit,
Get down on the ground. Get down on the ground.
police arrest him and try to keep him quiet.
No, not the cool Letterman. You guys are scratching it in this gravel right now. What are you doing? Is probably what's going through this guy's head right now, but I'm sure he has bigger things to worry about than his drippy outfit, because he's gonna be going to jail for being a creep. Yeah, we didn't get an interview with that guy, but let's just say we still got the best part, which is them being arrested.
But Murray cannot seem to stop crying.
I can't. I gotta get the truck back.
Oh my god, and it's made even better because this dude is literally bawling his eyes out like a wimpy little baby who is finally meeting the repercussions of his own actions for once in his life. I just love to see this happen. I love to see creeps break down and return to this boyish, annoying voice that they just have when they're stuck in this moment of being so vulnerable and so afraid. This dude's probably just living through all the possibilities of his future life, and all of them are negative as a result of him showing up here tonight. Thank God it is, too, because these guys don't deserve a normal life after this. At least I don't think so, and I'm sure you agree.
Back inside, Keister knows what has just happened outside and is getting worried.
I know what's in store for me outside that door. Correct?
Well, that's not up to me.
And this dude, the AI inside, I completely forgot about him as well right now. I mean, he must just be freaking losing it inside. I will say he has maintained his robotic composure very well, but he's hearing the wails of this man as he's being pressed up against the same wall that separates them right now by the police getting handcuffed, and he's just bawling his eyes out like, oh, please let me go. Oh, God. That is just beautiful. This is one of the most insanely awesome shots we have seen of TCAP in a long time, and I'm glad it's happening with this dude who's also just showing no emotions, but I know internally is having a complete freaking mental breakdown.
As Keister prepares to leave, he seems to find one thing good about his predicament.
It's nice to meet you.
He gets up and heads out the door.
Oh my God, and the nerdy little giggle. The dude even takes some time to fanboy over Chris Hansen before walking out to get arrested. And he knows, he even just said he knows the next step is getting arrested. Yet he's still so enamored by Chris Hansen. That's just the power of Chris himself. I mean, this guy just is magnetic with his energy. And even the own creeps that he's changing the lives of forever. Like this guy who's gonna get put in jail because of Chris still is like, oh man, you're awesome. Hey, keep up the good work, man. Anyways, have a good one. Like, what the hell are you doing laughing and shaking hands with him? You should be crying right now out of fear.
He gets up and heads out the door, right into the arms of police waiting outside.
Get down! Get down! Get down! Down the ground!
Man, and the police are quick acting on this one. As soon as he steps outside, they gave him no option to run. Not that his tubby body would allow him to move fast enough to even escape them long enough to escape the driveway. They still are on it. So thankfully, we have 2 people that have been arrested today as a result of this sting. This house is one of my favorite ones. It's the one on the beach. I talk about it all the time. It's in New Jersey, and I don't know. For me, this just was my favorite chapter of the TCAP saga, and the reasons are for scenarios just like this. I feel like the most wacky stuff happened at this house, and I'm sure many of you who have been following along, watching my reactions, will definitely agree. So anyways, that about does it for today's video. Let me know what you thought down in the comments below. Again, drop a like and subscribe and hit the bell if you want to support my channel, as these TCAP videos always get absolutely nuked. It's so depressing, bro, because I love this series and I want to make more on it, but it's just been frustrating. I'm sorry. Anyways, as always, shout out to my Patreon supporters holding it down over there, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Until next time, peace out.